Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Room Number 9. Last time I left you off right as Seiji was about to give Daichi a little sucky since Daichi already gave it to Seiji. And yeah, I mean I'll cut it out, of course, and it'll be on the usual platform for your viewing pleasure as soon as a CG pops up. But also, before we get to that, one thing I want to say is very offended that very few people have decided to watch The Divine Speaker, the extended demo. I'm very offended about that. If you're watching this right now and you haven't watched The Divine Speaker, the extended demo that I've been posting, go watch it right now. There's no excuse. It's a very good game. I'm very offended about it. Anyway, let's get right into this. After that little call out. The main thing I got out of the conversation was that it was a really difficult problem. What are you talking about? The positioning? What position would be best? That's a really difficult problem? Okay, you know. Any position that was too embarrassing would be hard for someone like Seiji. Girl, who didn't have a humiliation fetish? Is that like a subtle... Oh, he doesn't have a humiliation fetish or anything, but we know he actually does. And like getting him on all fours or something seemed too much. I didn't like the idea either. Everything just seemed awful. Why does he have to be on all fours? I don't understand. Just like, one of you sit on the bed and the other one, you know, go get at it. They've only just awakened to their true selves. You know? Damn fools. They just don't want to admit it to themselves, and it's pathetic. They think they've changed, but they don't realize that for the first time they're allowed to be the people they've always been inside. Also, you know, I apologize for for saying that Daichi was going to sucky Seiji, because it's been so long since I played, so I totally forgot what was happening. Yeah. We'd been here for almost a full week. Also, some of you are making fun of my fan in the comments, and I don't know why. It's a cute little fan, and it's really hot in my room, and I don't want the sound of, like, an electric fan, you know, in the recording, so this is what we do. Just 5 to go, assuming everything went well. I really hoped it would. I was lying in bed thinking about the ways we could escape. The first step would be getting through the exchange chamber by, like, maybe faking an illness or something. I don't understand. Like, you're already halfway through this. Just keep on trucking on. You guys have been having literally... Every time you guys have done one of these challenges, you've just been having a lot of fun. So I don't understand why there's such a pressing need to escape right now. But I was sure they wouldn't take the bait, and that'd be that. I wished I could come up with a good idea. Maybe it'd be a little less obnoxious if the alarm was birds chirping. Not that it made it much difference at this point.
起きる。起きます。
I could sense Seiji stirring on the other side of the bed while I was still laying around. I didn't want to move. I just wanted to sleep forever. Who cares about breakfast? The sheets were torn from my body, and the icy air-conditioned air immediately enveloped my body. But I still didn't want to get up.
起きろ。
Hey.
はい。
We put on the TV while we ate our breakfast and ended up chatting about the weather over the news.
沖縄台風だって。マジか。でも全然台風の音しなくね？
We exchanged a silent look. That's right. If something was going on outside, it should have had an effect on this place. Seichi got up and put his ear to the wall. He shushed me and I closed my mouth.
何もわからない。マジ？やってみろ。
I pressed my ear to the wall, closed my eyes, and concentrated on the sound. Shush. The sound I could hear were a mix of things. Running water, maybe, and ventilation fans, a combination of things like that. It might have even been the sound of the typhoon, but I had no way of knowing whether it was or not. I couldn't exactly keep my ear glued to the wall constantly either.
そういえばこの部屋、涼しいよな。クーラーのせいじゃね？クーラーが入ってても、コンクリの建物って暑いだろ。熱をも。そういやそうね。
Oops, skipped a little bit through that, but whatever. The university campus was pretty hot during the summer since the concrete would soak up the heat and radiate it into the building.
ここ、壁がひんやりしてる。
Just what kind of building was this? It didn't make much sense. Just 5 more days. I hope we can hold out that long and then just get out of here.
そんなことはどうでもいいや。課題のチェックしようぜ。
Yes, Daichi. Daichi has the right attitude. You don't, Seiji.
またすごい無茶ぶりだろうな。
You know, if you resolve to not have fun with these tasks, like if you go into these tasks telling yourself, I'm gonna hate this, of course you're not gonna like it. So just have fun with it, get crazy, YOLO! I expected him to make a really displeased face, but he didn't. Seiji actually looked very calm and collected, just like he always did.
そろそろ俺も
He didn't look calm and
覚悟でき
collected
てきた。
last night. Talked regular Daichi, but I don't care. Seiji picked up the tablet and breezed through the menu with practiced fingers. Why would it be this time? I mean, what would it be this time? I wasn't even sure I cared anymore. That sounds really easy. This is even easier. What? And that's cute, frauding? It's so cute.
そんなんでいいの？
I know, exactly. Even Daichi's like, you know, this is, hey, you know, this is gonna be a little bit of fun, you know? I'll admit it. I'll admit I'm a little bit homo at this point. You know, Daichi's, he's starting to accept himself. I doubted my eyes for a moment, and then we looked at each other.
軽いな。消化試合だな。
Both of us were relieved, but we also fell silent at the same moment. Was it really easy? How is forcing 2 men to jack off each other easy? How isn't it? Wasn't the fact that we felt that way evidence that something was wrong with this? Like literally the internalized homophobia. Seiji awkwardly closed his mouth and stared off into space. I didn't want to keep feeling like this. But that was probably the better option. At least this time, it was one that wasn't totally one-sided. We could share the burden. What you mean the pleasure? What burden? What's up with the tense music? There's literally nothing tense going on right now. I started to get curious about what was going on with the other rooms and poked around the tablet to find out.
映像公開のポイント下がってる。
Oh. What? I noticed it
10
first.
ポイントだったよな。
They should have made their video public, I feel like, a long time ago. Like, that's a whole day's task, you know? I would have done it, like, instantly. It was 4 now. That's nothing. That doesn't even save you 1 day. I see, so the longer you wait, the less it's worth. The system's flexible enough to do that. It made sense when I actually thought about it. If it was always worth 10 points, once you were at 90, you could just make your feed public and immediately hit the target, risk-free.
明日も今日と同じ保証はどこにもないな。課題にしても今日選ばなかったのが明日も出るとは限らない。
He had a point. I nodded and looked down at the tablet again. Time to sell our stocks. Go, go.
こっちの方言わかる？
Hmm?
まったくだ。すごいな。
What's going on? Okay, just talking about the TV. So they didn't... Wait, did they or did they not make their feed public? I feel like it just... cut off, like, what their decision was on that. We were commenting casually on what was showing on the TV while we ate. For once, things almost felt normal. Just as I was thinking it was about time to get on with it, without any signal, Seiji got up and headed to the bed. I followed. It was all done just as casually as you might excuse yourself to go to the bathroom. I didn't feel so reluctant about what we had to do this time. It wasn't just one person doing something horrible to the other, or one person just having something awful visited upon them. Wait, just something awful visited upon him? What, is he getting haunted? Like, what? We didn't have to use any weird tools, and doing the task itself was like, I don't know how to put it. Like, doing it by yourself was totally normal. I felt sure even someone like Seiji masturbated. So compared to how I've been feeling so far, this was so much easier. Sure, I've never thought about doing this before we were locked up in this place, but doing it together was way better than the alternative. I was vaguely aware of the fact that we were changing. Changing what? You know what? I have a theory. A game theory. Okay, so they were selected for this experiment because, well, this is like the opposite of gay conversion therapy. This is like, instead of like making you not gay anymore, this like lets you accept your latent homosexual desires and stop pretending they don't exist. This is gay acceptance therapy. Yes, that's exactly what this is. The people who are running this thing, actually really progressive. I love them. They're great. The people running this experiment, they're great. They're heroes. They're heroes to the LGBT plus community. I was vaguely aware of the fact that we were changing, but if we get over this with even slightly less suffering, then wasn't that a good thing? That's how I felt about it. Despite all the positives about this option, it was still pretty awkward to have to do it facing each other. We were both a little at a loss.
じゃあ、
うん。いや、
We were floundering on the bed together. It's two big fish. Two big gay fish.
てか、どうするよ。
They really gotta do it with this music, huh? They really gotta play us like that. They really gotta play us with this music. I was almost on the verge of laughter. Seiji's cheeks were twitching a bit too. As theoretically easy as this task was, we weren't really sure how to approach it. Like, what position should we be in and stuff? Literally, just press them together, and one of you start, you know, moving your hands up and down on it, like you would if you were alone. Maybe we should have figured this out at lunch. I didn't even think about it. Seiji seemed to have been in the same situation, since he didn't make suggestions like he usually would. He usually makes suggestions over lunch? We couldn't avoid looking at each other when we were face to face. The words escape from reality and self-defense came to mind.
横に座って、俺が左手でやるか。
向かい合って、お互い右手でやる手もあるよな。
交互にって手もある。
Crap, I was totally unprepared for this because I assumed it would be easy, but trying to be direct about it just made me want to die. Seiji looked pretty unsettled too. The other important thing was porn. Porn is critical for your jack-off sessions if you're a dude.
っていうか、AV チャンネルとか入れる？
Literally, why would you need that when you're watching each other? Like, come on now. I mean, what if you were like having sex with a guy and he was like, let me turn on some porn first. It's like, how offended would you be? How offended would you be? He's like, yeah, you're just not doing it for me. I need some porn in the background to watch. Like, how... Like, that's disgusting. We still technically had 2 points to spare. I thought it was simple and generally a good suggestion, but I didn't miss Seiji looking away for a moment.
Yeah.
Something about his answer really caught me off guard. It's not like I couldn't understand why, but I mean, I guess we could go without it too, but I mean, like, the thing they were having us do this time, it seemed like a relief at first, but it ended up being really depressing. It was even harder because it wasn't particularly difficult or painful as these tasks go. Anyway, I figured we should probably hold on to our points in case something happened, so we had to try to do our best without any help. We could have left the TV on, like on the news, to distract us some, but depending on what came on, it could have been a total boner killer.
そうだな。適当に横並びでいいか。
そうな。それくらいで、俺が左側に座る。
It seemed like we were in agreement at doing it at the same time. Doing it consecutively would have been absolutely the worst. It'd just be so awkward for one of what? It'd just be so awkward for one of us. See, guys, see, it's like, I understand I can't read. I understand I can't talk, but it doesn't help when the game also doesn't know how to form grammatical sentences. It'd just be so awkward for one of us to try to get a boner after jerking the other one off. Or if one of us got a boner after doing it and stuff. Not that I was going to mention it. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end this video, right on that note. So, thank you all for watching, and in the next video, we're gonna have some mutual jerk-off sesh, and that'll be fun, and yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.